Tesla, of course, is one of the most polarizing stocks in the market today. People have strong opinions about Tesla stock, either on the bullish side or on the bearish side, arguing strongly in favor of or against Tesla stock. I've never been on either side of those two extremes. I've never been extremely bullish or extremely bearish on Tesla stock. I've sort of been in between, thinking that it's slightly expensive, but also agreeing that it does have excellent prospects and it is the best in class EV company worldwide. So I've kind of been on the fence here. In this video, I'm going to answer where I think Tesla stock price could be 2 years from now. 2 years from now. Now, I did a video answering where I think Tesla stock price will be this year, and that video got so many views and so many likes and comments that it made me want to do this video answering where it will be in 2 years. So let's jump in, let's look at the details, and let's answer these questions about Tesla stock.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
To answer where I think Tesla stock will be in 2 years, I need to know where the stock price is now. And I could see Tesla stock price is $207.41. Tesla has yet to reach that high it hit in late 2021. It's been on a downward trend ever since that high point, and that's understandable. I think all EV stocks were overhyped in 2021. The valuations got a little too extreme, so it's understandable that it would kind of come down a bit, although this is a big downward trend here on Tesla stock for several years now, and it seems to be heading in that downward direction. All of the news and sentiment about EV stocks has been not great, and so you can understand why Tesla stock has been on this downtrend. But let's see where it's headed in 2 years. We also need the current valuation, which according to its price to earnings ratio, Tesla is trading at a price to earnings of 66.69. This is arguably the cheapest valuation you've been able to buy Tesla stock in almost forever. So while the stock price is down, you're getting a relatively cheap valuation on Tesla stock according to its own history, not according to other car makers, right? If you compare Tesla stock with Ford, GM, Stellantis, and other legacy automakers, Tesla is extremely expensive compared to those. But if you compare it to other EV automakers, Tesla might look cheap. So it's all determining how you compare, how you see Tesla stock, that will tell you if you think it's too expensive or too cheap. All right, we also need Tesla's earnings per share estimate for 2025, which I have here at $4.90 per share. That is this number here. That's the expected earnings per share for Tesla stock in 2025. So now that we have those figures, we can go here to my valuation model, and using the $4.90 earnings per share estimate for 2025 that I got from Wall Street analysts that are following Tesla stock, they've all put in their forecast for earnings per share for Tesla stock for 2025. And this number is the consensus figure out of all the Wall Street analysts that are following Tesla stock. So taking that number and the 66.65 price to earnings ratio, that is the current price to earnings for Tesla stock, you would get an estimated stock price of $326.59 by the end of 2025. Now, that would be a considerable increase from the $207 the stock is trading at right now. From 207 to 326, that would be a more than 50% increase in Tesla stock price in a little less than 2 years. Now, Tesla stock investors have seen better gains than this in shorter periods of time. Still, an increase of over 50% for 2 years, I think Tesla stock investors would be happy with that return. I know if I was a Tesla stock shareholder, which I am not, if I was, I would be happy with that return. over 50% for 2 years, I think is a very solid return for Tesla stock. But that's not my base case. I don't think that the valuation is going to be there precisely, or more specifically, because I don't think the price to earnings ratio is going to hold at 66. I think the price to earnings ratio is going to decrease over the next 2 years. I think investors are going to pay a lower valuation for Tesla stock as the company's growth rate starts to slow down. As it increases, its rate of growth is decreasing, and that's just the law of large numbers. You can't, as Elon Musk even said, you can't grow at a 50% compound annual growth rate forever. And that's kind of a hint that the CEO thinks the growth rate is going to be a little bit slower over the next few years compared to the previous few years. Still, its prospects are excellent. It's going to grow. It's expected to grow significantly, although not as quickly as in the previous 5 years. So a valuation of 50, perhaps it would be more reasonable, and the stock price could be $245 per share in 2 years if the stock was trading at 50. But if it's even worse and the price to earnings ratio falls to 40, Tesla's stock price could fall to $196 per share, which, remember, it starting in 2023, Tesla's stock price was lower than this. And then finally, if the price to earnings ratio were to fall to 25, Tesla's stock price could fall to $122.50 per share. My estimate for where I think Tesla's stock price will be is somewhere between the price to earnings ratio of 40 and 50, and somewhere in the price range of $230 per share to $250 per share by the end of 2025. So I think Tesla's stock price will move back up over the next 2 years, but I don't think it's going to reach the highs it previously reached in late 2021. Still, I think the stock is going to deliver solid returns to investors. However, it's going to be a difficult next 2 years for Tesla. This increase in stock price, I don't think is going to be straight up. I think it's going to be volatile, up and down, choppy, with violent swings and risky moves for investors. So I wouldn't approach Tesla stock unless you're ready to accept these volatile changes in the stock price. Although longer term, I think Tesla stock price moves higher. It's just going to move higher in a volatile fashion with changes in performance, with changes in the number of production, deliveries, price changes, all of that that's involved in the growth of this company will start to move the stock price higher and lower. So there you have it, my best estimate for where Tesla's stock price will be in 2 years. If you liked the video you just saw and you want to see more just like it, please subscribe to the channel. I can't keep this channel free without the support of viewers like you. And if you're already subscribed, thank you, and I appreciate your support.